about to throw hands with this beehive. Nah, probably not. I'm actually gonna gear. Another reason I wish I had gone ahead and gotten to the gameplay part. I'm curious how the fuck we're about to counter this necessarily. Because like these guys seem pretty convinced that the guy's stealing from us. Who are we to disagree? Not us, them. Who are we to disagree with it? We want whatever they're accusing him of to be true. Unless it's just gonna be a statement like, oh, we couldn't find any surefire evidence, and then we'll be like, I found some soap. That means something somehow. I think I did figure out how he may have been doing it. Hey, Ren. Hey, Scroy. It ties into something I noticed but didn't say anything about. It was like, oh, it was something in the involving the crime scene photograph. It was like, oh, that's a thing that's probably gonna be important. But I was just like, whatever. Try not to think about it too hard. Bye-bye, Screwy. Have a good one. I hope you enjoy this case as much as I have. Granted, that's going to be kind of difficult with how things have gone so far. Oh, boy. Should have been Cloudman versus the bees. Damn it! Oh, no, not the bees! 1 a.m. for you, Nix. Holy shit, I'm so sorry. Time zones are a bitch, but thank you for the good luck. You have a lovely evening. Hey, bestie. Supposed to just sleep, but heck. First time you're awake in a while for my stream, Murloc. Sounds good. If you're up anyway. Sounds good. Hey, Stu. Mad about something in common, rather? Tell me your thoughts, bestie. Well, I stretch my back. And wait to interrogate this bee-man and bee-woman. You like the bunny ornament? That bunny ornament is adorable. Yeah, for those who don't know, Jadane shared in the Discord some pictures from the art book, I guess. And it showed, upon closer inspection, Susato's steampunk outfit also has a little animal companion dressed in her usual outfit. Only hers is a bunny instead of a mouse. It's very cute. It's an adorable touch. Remember how you said Storia should have been named Grimm? Yeah, a very obvious reference that they somehow missed. To instead go for the classic boring shtick of naming a rider after that character's actual name. Hey, Stu. How you doing? What is this? What is this? Oh! Yeah! I forgot about that. Yeah, he did have a Grim form. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, Stu, I hope listening to Devil Trigger to get Saber's opening out of your head. Like I said, the opening's fine. There's nothing wrong with the opening. They didn't know. The form from the Vault DLC is basically stuff from the second game. It can be spoilers. Yeah, I mean, I kind of gathered that after y'all started yelling at me to get out of that section yesterday when I started to listen to stuff. Dude wears a scarf. His neck broke off, it's too big. He has to wear it. He has to wear the scarf for ballast. If he don't, his neck will just snap. Oh, God. Hey, Jet, you got a sandwich, friend? Delicious. I had the other half of my cheesesteak. I had cheesesteaks for dinner yesterday evening, but I didn't finish it all. I only ate half of mine. So today for lunch, I had the other half. And then I got a tummy ache. I was like, oh man, I only have half left. I'm gonna be hungry later. And then my stomach was like, nope, no, you're fine, Nova. Fuck you. Granted, that's mostly probably the cramps. Flowers jinxed me. Flowers has passed her curse onto me. I fucking hate Shark Week so fucking goddamn much. You saw Shang-Chi, you were impressed, glad to hear it. I probably won't be seeing it anytime soon just because of my larger issues with the entire Marvel universe going forward after Endgame. But I'm glad to hear it was entertaining. It looks perfectly fine. I'm just not nearly as invested in that world as I used to be. Spider-Man is the exception. Ooh, crab cake, very nice. Alrighty, let's go ahead and read this. We're gonna hear this again during the testimony anyway, so. I'm proud to be your company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Also want gas meters accept 4 penny bits. Each coin given customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. Yeah, that matches up with what we told. You're watching Shutter Island with your brother and he still hasn't guessed the twist? Fucking sweet! Excellent. It's the best part when people don't see it coming. I was very scared when Stu proposed that possibility. Like, when we were watching it, Stu proposed that being the possible twist very early on. It's like, no comment. The What If series. The What If series seems very fun. I might check that out at some point as well. But for now, I'm good. I've got Kamen Rider. Okay. Through penny bits. I don't know what that means, but sure. That's what we were told before. And yet the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think they had the ability to, like, monitor if it was being used or not for sure, right? So yeah, it's just the fact that they're suspicious that every time they come to collect, there's nothing in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is?
Okay. Yeah, I think, as I was saying, I think I might actually know how he's doing this after thinking about it overnight. Yes, I lie. Yes, I lie wide awake in bed thinking about this game. I lie wide awake in bed thinking about a lot of things. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn my hollow chalice. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Von Zeeks? Did the mustached Nipponese person poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court. And yet, now we must listen to this abhorrence. A miserable pile of nonsense. Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is nothing more than geographical distance. I don't disagree. I don't disagree, sir. But it's literally all I have to stand on. Because no other information is being helpful right now, so all I can do is question his character and show that he's kind of a scumbag. Makes me so mad that Brothers Grimm were already referenced. It's very frustrating. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. This cross-examination must go ahead. Stop wasting alcohol. Do as you will. Lord Von Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood. How is that literally any different from what he always does? I don't know, he threw it with a little more force? Yeah, he did. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance, but I wonder. The truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. Saw someone at AR-24 with a ride and nice. Or wait. Oh, yeah, yeah, it would make sense. I was very confused for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, is that possible? Yeah, it is. They can't actually meet her in story at all, but yeah, you can roll on the gotcha no matter what level you're at. First step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is, besides a clown. Yeah, like I said, even though I think I know how he's actually doing it, like I said, I'm scared. I'm not used to agreeing with people. We can play the Sonic Color Sport if there's a Sonic 2 movie. Yeah, that'd be cute. That'd be a fun idea. They can't level up her back. Oh, shit, that's right. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Oh, that's actually kind of fucked up, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You gotta wait till all the way to Inazuma. God. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, you can barely actually use her. Like, granted, AR doesn't affect levels necessarily. Like, you don't have to raise your rank past a certain point, but, like, to get through all the leeway stuff, I'm pretty sure you have to get it to at least a decent amount. Like, level 50-ish. Yeah. So, I don't know. I forget the exact world level and how it affects everything, but, like, yeah, you do have to raise your level at least a little bit to get through stuff, so I don't know what they're gonna do. The Color Sport is doing so bad, they're giving out refunds? Oh, that's bad. Oh, Sonic Team, what are you doing? Okay, you collect the money. I'm guessing that's what you were talking with him about the other day, then. Trying to get him to talk about how he might be doing it. Okay, didn't have a single coin in it. I certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been taking place in the very same room. A According to the testimony, it's the only meter in Mr. Shamsphere's room that's under suspicion. It does seem as though perhaps it has something to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsume. I know, it does seem that way. But the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked. Oh. Might seem the two cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact, they're intimately connected. You know, like pretty much fucking every case in these games. Yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? I wonder if this is another instance. Perhaps. Can't be sure of that yet, though. If the Altamont Gas Company has been investigating Mr. Shamsphere so earnestly, there must be something to it. But then how was he managing to use their gas? Yeah, see, I don't know what to do here. Like, again, this is frustrating when this happens. Like, I'm like 99% sure I know how he's doing it. But, like, what do I do? Should make it could the victim walk slowly and loudly until the the first half of his surname in case 1, yeah. What is this article? I know hard drive is satire, but what the fuck is this article? Those voice actors sound nothing alike. Hold it! I guess I have to press everything. How do you know he's been using gas, though?
Well, now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and the stove pounding. It's the middle of winter, and he still turns to me, sweet lips strapped around his cheeks, and says...
Coffee to a nuttery! Hamlet, indeed!
I can wring that bloke's neck. I get all hot on the collar, but still. Every time I open that meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary, too. What's wrong with the world? Where's justice?
Did you see that fucking neck? He is literally a bobblehead. But how can Mr. Shamsphere possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand. The simple explanation is right before your eyes. What? A toast to you eventually realizing that the gas man could be an accomplice.
You what?
Good lord! Eminently implausible indeed. Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, please, Lady Quimby, I'm a faithful worker. And besides, if the money us gas may collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, you dock my pay by the same amount.
So you'd be stealing money only to have the same amounts taken from your wages? Clearly that makes no sense. Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war?
No, I'm gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I went to steal for the company, I'd be finished.
I'm refraining from comment. I'm sick of this asshole having flirty dialogue with so many other characters who are too good for him. I refuse to go for the obvious joke about him being to his room. No. Do not ship it. The only thing you ship this clown with is a cold death. It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim, because Mr. William Shamsphere is innocent. Pray forgive me if that shatters some illusion my lonely pony's friend was clearly under. Yeah, the one with Natsume was free. Because he literally wore a dress and wrestled. I'm making air quotes right now. My model can't lift her hands. I can't lift my hands, but I am air quoting very, very hard right now. Okay. Hold it! So all London houses that have a gas supply are filtered through these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. Anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. Yes, I named Susato Bunny, of course. So if a 3p coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night.
A bit more than that, usually, if they have both gas lights and gas stove, that is.
Thinking about it, Suseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he?
Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating.
Yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you with the gas company?
Every few days, gasmen like me visit the properties with the gas light and empty the meter of coins.
I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. I see you, you fucking clown!
Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean?
Yes, exactly right.
I like this lady. Okay.
Hold it!
Please give me something concrete so I can actually try and prove my bullshit theory. Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks! He's been pitching off us gas for ages!
And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room, I take it? Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced.
Her umbrella is a bee stinger, yes.
One with an indestructible lock, the Shamspeare Special.
I don't think the lock is the issue. Sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces. Imagine inventing an entirely new model just to fuck over one guy.
But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty.
I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it there. You what? I said, you what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his.
That's the word I wanted to use to describe it. Smarmy. Thank you, Gas Man. I like this guy too. Ah.
I pulled the meter straight out of the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. And a trace of being jumbled with any bill, not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary's result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what.
A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter?
Nothing became of it. I still got it.
Oh.
Right here.
What's ballin', JC? How's the case so far? Hilarious. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be, but at least I'm having fun. No wonder they call you the meter man.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
Okay, there we go. There's something I can work with. Definitely. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it.
Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter.
The clown is not joining the band. He will never be joining the band. Ignore his wiggle. He is a clown witch. Do not be swayed by his smooth moves. Earth. Like I said, the Dr. Girlfriend voice became exceedingly appropriate the more we learned about her. I just did it because Pump was like, oh, she's a Constance. And I'm like, yes, she is. And then we learned what she actually is. Alright, can I look inside? Very strange looking padlock, isn't it? Ashley is also not joining the band. Well, maybe. You know what? At least he was a good villain. I had my issues with him as well, but you know what? I appreciated him as a final antagonist of the first game. He was cool. The money box is sealed with beeswax, too. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would... Go ahead! Finish the sentence, Usato.
Finish it!
Stop it! It keeps happening! It's not the same a lot of the time, but like, it's close enough. I get it. I vibe with him. Anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? I was hoping we could check inside of it. That may or may not confirm what I'm thinking. You really like Runo? Runo's real good. Can I really not look at anything on it any closer besides that? Aha! Aha! Oh! Okay. Yeah, I think I am right then, because that, yep. Yeah, I know what's happening here. What the? Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here. There's a little hole, you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. I was gonna say, they said it hadn't been tampered with. Do they not consider that tampering? Did it come pre-installed with brain holes? Not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. Okay, no, he did make it. So what the fuck? How do they not... They don't consider that tampering? So you think it may have been opened up by Mr. Shamsphere? Possibly. Seems to pull it out of my gas. Must have missed it. It's not that tiny. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through the inside. Yeah, there's no way a coin would fit through here. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. Yeah, I know what he's doing. Okay, doesn't appear to have been tampered with. It has, though.
Objection!
What are my thoughts about Giselle Brett? She's a fucking bitch, and I hate her, and I hope she's getting her skin peeled alive in hell. Dead alive. Wait, yeah, I should actually say what I'm thinking. Okay, so we found that fucking, that bar of soap with a coin in it, right? I was thinking at the time that maybe he was, like, using the soap to like, replicate the shape of the coin. But, I'm not sure if the material will be hard enough or not, but no, he's doing the same shit as Holmes with the fucking butterscotch or whatever. He's using the soap as a mold, and then just filling them up with water, and using those. And that's why there's a puddle under the thing. Which I noticed. That was something I did notice, but didn't point out because I figured, oh, that's not going to be important until forever. that was part of my whole theory with them, like, whoever may have killed him, or tried to kill him, like, tampering with the gas and, like, slowly pumping poison in over time or whatever. But no, it's actually that. Lady Audemars, I'm afraid to say, this meter does clearly show signs of having been tampered with.
What?
Get away! I've been over and over that thing! I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it!
In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the box? Smart clown. I don't like giving him that much credit, believe me, but we've already established that he is a criminal. We don't know the extent of his record, but, like, he has the capacity to do kind of skeevy, underhanded shit like this, and potentially get away with it, or at least get off the hook easy, if he's not still in jail for whatever the fuck he did.
Huh? What?
You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meter's not supposed to have that. None of the others do.
In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamsphere secretly opened up this hole himself.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised at all, but why?
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You could have get a farthing thing through that.
Lady Audemars, I wonder if you could give the court some details about your meter design.
What sort of details?
Well, what I'd specifically like to know is, how does it differentiate coins? Would a fucking ice block actually be able to fool it? That's the one sticking point, but it's older technology, so I assume it probably could. If Sholmes can make extra shit out of a fucking butterscotch mold, then whatever. It's probably fine. How does the meter tell the difference between coins?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it?
No, of course not.
Sholmes had a bar of homemade butterscotch that was a lot more dense and hard than usual, but still malleable, and he would use it to make molds of other shit, like house keys or the discs, with all the international secret bullshit from the end of the last case.
No, of course not.
So, well, how does the meter... how does the meter know the coin's... I know, it sounds stupid when you say it out loud. How does the meter know that the coin's it's been fed as a 3-penny? Through penny, whatever.
Oh, I see what you're getting at now.
Oops.
Convenient and delicious snack. Very ingenious. Our boyfriend's so smart.
The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes the thickness. A through penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit.
I see. Clearly been very well thought out.
The witness will amend their formal testimony with that information, in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord.
Oh, wait, that's not it? Shit. I was gonna say, can I just present the soap? Is it that easy? Oh, look at this bar of soap! Yeah, we remember this part. Or 3/4 of an inch. Aha! Do you I was gonna say people got stuck here. Yeah, I had to get the updated information. That is lame. That is sucky, but whatever. There were 2 little bars on that little edge just outside the window, so we just took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yeah, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? We probably dropped it.
Objection.
Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a through penny bit. Is that correct? It melted. It melted? Just like I said? But it was red, right? I thought it was an actual coin that he was using to make a new mold out of a new bar of soap. That was one of the ice ones? What the fuck? Huh. Thought it was water? I mean, that would make sense. That would make sense as to where it went, but, like, they described it as being red. So I don't know.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shamspier's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Surprised our homes is so popular after the official translation was pretty obscure among people who watch the fan translations, and people consider the age difference weird. Well, because people are cowards. Is it getting more popular now that the game's actually out in America? I was told before its count was pretty low. Never mind, sorry, you can't see the screen. Oh, you're good, JC, you're good. No worries, but yeah, like, they described it as having a red medallion in there, which, like I said, I thought to mean that he was, you know, making a fresh new mold out of a bar or whatever. What's up, Caleb? What you got?
Something the same size as a through penny bit? What was it?
The item in question is this!
What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap, you big palooka!
It certainly looks nothing like a through penny bit, I must say.
I like how she's very casual about this.
Well, it doesn't look like one, but I guess I'll let you explain.
She's very understanding. The clown music that I played for the jury. Can I tell you the name? Oh, you mean this? That is the Bulk and Skull theme from Power Rangers, the original seasons. Slightly different versions of it had played for different comic relief duos in more modern seasons, but yeah, it is literally just called the Bulk and Skull theme. You will find it very easily. Looks like I'm gonna have to point out exactly what I mean here. Yeah, see, like, if you have to point it out anyway, then I don't see why you had to examine it to get the updated information.
It certainly doesn't look like one, but what do I know? I just own the gas company.
Got it!
You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean.
Then why didn't you show us it like that? Ah, are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there?
That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a through penny bit.
Get away!
Does anyone here have in their possession a through penny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen.
Sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Thanks to a kind member of the public gallery, I have a through penny bit right here.
Doggy Kruger. His nose is squished. Poor boy.
Now to see if it fits.
Yeah, that's incredibly insidious.
My word, it couldn't be more snug.
Your little brother totally believes in Teddy's delusion. Does he really? Oh, man, like, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio's gonna blow the lid off this thing. Oh, that's amazing. Excellent. Yes, as suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded.
Well, I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
So your assertion amounts to what? That has nothing to do with the fucking murder trial. I could just take a walk right now. I'm gonna fucking leave.
Simon's ancestor. If he just takes a walk at some point, that will confirm it.
That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas?
Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a through penny bit.
I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin of some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time.
Yeah, like, wax would make more sense. Wax would both be more durable and yeah, like be more likely to fool it. But like I said, because of that goddamn puddle. Like if not for the fact that I had already noticed, if not for the fact that I had already noticed this, I would have agreed with you, Ren. Yeah, I would have said wax. But yeah, like I noticed that puddle like pretty immediately. It was like, oh, that's gonna end up being fucking super important. It just ended up being super important a lot earlier than I thought it would be. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamsphere has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of events through, it's gonna bring me a new explanation for what happened that nobody considered yet. Hey, Neo, I'm doing all right. Wax would leave residue. Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing. Yeah, like unless you somehow like melted the wax out of the hole after it had been inside, which would be messy and still leave residue. Yeah, no, exactly. No, that's the only reason. Again, logical assumption would make a little more sense in terms of being able to fool the machine, but yeah, it's ice.
But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear. Ah, I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it?
Did you already realize?
There is one form of black magic that can cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes.
Exactly. And the meter here gives it away.
What on earth?
There are remnants of the magical method used visible in the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If this is your assertion, counsel, the defense would like to identify these remnants for the court at once.
Got it!
So it is wax, it's water, or it's ice. Like I said, that's why the bars of soap were outside the window. He makes the molds, would put water into the little indentation, put the soap outside so it could freeze overnight or whatever, and then he'd have the little ice coins, which would work just long enough to fool the machine and then melt out through the little hole. I seem full of energy today. Well, I am drinking a Monster. Nico thought the same thing, but he realized there would be a burn mark underneath the meter. Yeah. Like I said, it was possible, but yeah, there would be residue from the wax. Be very obvious. Pretty sure throughpenny is pronounced like thrupenny? Thrupenny. It's pronounced like thrust. Like what Sholmes and Ryunosuke do in bed. Oh my. I slept for over 9 hours, Pump. I'm good. I did good. For once. Yep, it's Loca Mocha flavor. That's Dante's flavor. I am a good fan. We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window.
Outside?
Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meat Man, were loitering. In the freezing winter air. Yeah, the laughing. Only having 4 hours yesterday, coupled with the laughing, I passed out very easily. That's where we found the soap.
Ah! I get it.
That's right, the answer, of course, is ice.
Did you say ice?
Mr. Shakespeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside of the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning.
Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now out inside the meter's coin box melts.
Turning back into water, and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas.
Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? I'm gonna fucking murder him. He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some goddamn water.
Pump, don't be swayed by the clown. It's a trap. Look away. That's right, madam.
I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and water can render it totally useless?
I'm fairly sure I didn't design it.
Evidence.
I'm sorry?
I want evidence. You're gonna stand here and tell me my meters are rubbish. I want to see proof.
I'm not questioning the quality of your product, ma'am. You just underestimated how fucking desperate and sleazy your customers could be. I'm not saying it's your fault. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Look at Susato's uwu eyes. Very cute. Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it.
What?
Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying... Do you actually have evidence to support your theory? The cloud movements are making you turn on JC! No! Oh, God, no! Resist! Think about Raiden's booba. I still want to get her at C2, guys. I like her a lot. The struggle. I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamsphere has been stealing gas is...
Take that!
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Grayson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamsphere.
What remark? What remnants?
Here we can see the gas meter on the wall of Mr. Shamsphere's room. Now look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter.
What is this? Some kind of grubby stain?
Almost certainly it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. You'd think he would like put a bucket under there or something. I don't know, maybe normally he does and he just didn't this particular night because of the attempted murder. But like if he's too, because this is a perfect crime. This is almost a perfect crime besides that fact. So you would think he would just put a bucket under there or something. Again, maybe usually he does, but just good God. It's funny to think he's that stupid. that he had the perfect crime except for that one thing. Too cheap to buy a bucket. Ah! If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage and the occupant was heating his room in all waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the Meteor's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor.
This is awful!
There's further evidence, too. Mr. Shakespeare slumped over on his table, apparently having consumed Strike 9. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. You were thinking he passed out before with no bucket, but he smells like he's... I was gonna say, yeah, they're not... It's because it's not like they're calling it a stain, actually. That's right, yeah. They're saying it's a stain, not a puddle. I thought it was a puddle. I thought it was fresh, but they're referring to it as a stain. Which means that it's just, the floor's just permanently stained that a darker color from the constant dripping. Which means he's that stupid. Which means he was smart enough to get infinite gas for free, but not smart enough just to put a fucking bucket under the goddamn thing, so it didn't leave any evidence.
You're right! It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but... certainly not.
He didn't beat around the bush there, did he? In truth, Mr. Shamspeare was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Von Zeeks.
You mean to say he was using that fork, too?
Yeah. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap.
Ah!
But the bar broke in half, so perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious!
Don't be mean to him, I already laughed at him for like 30 times. I would be very curious. I think MD went back and watched the first one when we first found his body. And I think, I believe he said I laughed for like 2.5 minutes straight. I'd be very curious of like the exact combined times altogether that I spent yesterday just laughing at the dead clown. Lord Von Zeeks?
I was throwing my hand up in despair. That's all. I happened to catch my hollowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. What's the meaning of this, Counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What the poo-perfect fuck does any of this have to do with murder? What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination?
Well, that William Shakespeare is a liar and a thief? In other words, that his testimony is unreliable?
That's exactly it, yes.
Very well, let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make?
Well...
We know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no other signs of a vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors from the room except the accused. The young gas man's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be.
Also, I use your suggestion. Where did I find those POGs, Neo? Oh, for the title card? Yeah, I use your, yeah, that was your suggestion for the title, right? Yeah, it was too perfect. it was very to the point. Those PNGs, I literally have an image folder solely for quote-unquote exploitable images, aka transparent images of characters in stupid poses. I've just slowly but surely collected a bunch of them over the years. So I just used like a bunch of my best ones and tried to find good places for them. I couldn't use every single one of them. I have a lot more than that, but I didn't want to cover up the actual characters. Besides putting the episode title, the episode number over Gregson's face. That may or may not have been on purpose.
These facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Ah!
It's funnier that way, right? Believe it or not, I actually did do that on accident. I actually did not mean to do that, but it happened with the way I laid things out, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not fixing it. He deserves to be covered.
Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication.
What? What?
Order! Order! Well, Counsel, how does the defense respond?
Mr. Naruhodo? What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere, or did it make no difference at all? Like Lord Von Zeeks is saying. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest.
What? But, Counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method by Mr. Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
Lord Von Zeeks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all.
What are you trying to say, my Nipponi's friend?
At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witness to take the stand.
Don't be absurd! What is this nonsense?
Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we need to now reconsider, namely... I'm an idiot. All of my brain cells went to figuring out how he was stealing gas. I have no idea. 3, I want to say 3. Like, that's the biggest thing, right? Is whether or not he was actually poisoned with the tea. Like, I feel like that's the most unclear thing, because they're convinced there could have been any other possible way. When we really don't know that, we've just been so hyper-focused on it. I'm gonna try this one. We've all been led to believe that the Strike-9 poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear was in the tea brought in by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjecture at best.
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. And since there was no trace of tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
That's all the more reason to suspect that it's not true. Because now that his character's been called into question, we don't know if he actually ate anything or not. He could have eaten the soap. As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard's detectives investigated the scene exhaustively.
Oh! Oh! I just got it! Oh! Motherfucker used the tea instead of water. Why the fuck would he do that? I don't know. That's why it was red, though. That's why it was a different color. Okay. Fuck, why would he not keep using water? There was something about the water. Fucking, Natsume had said something about the water not being very good in the apartment, right? But, like, it was... I don't know. I don't know why he would suddenly switch to tea. But what the fuck ever.
What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel, present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
I actually don't know. Because by that same token, unless there are more indentations in those other bars of soap, in which case I guess it would be this. Yeah, I still don't actually know, because like I said, they refer to that as a stain, so I'm not sure if they can test the floor or not. So I'm not sure if we need to test the inside of the meter. There's another bar of soap in the window, yeah, but I don't think we checked them all, right? I don't know if there was indentations in all of them. I guess I present this and just hope there was. Because otherwise I don't think the other two quite make sense. Lick the floor to test the tea. I'm gonna go with the soap, I guess.
Take that!
Good gracious, the soap again? The shea bar the victim used to fashion his coin device?
Yes, that's right, my lord. It just came back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. I can't find it, there's only soap. What do you mean there's only soap? It means there's only soap. Go into the next room. There's still soap. I'm quite certain when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar.
So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating.
In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice.
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Why are you looking for evidence in a soap house? Fuck you! Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red.
The ice was red. No, you don't fucking mean. Oh, that's disgusting. Who would desecrate tea like this?
That should get, you know something, that should get the clown the electric chair alone, right? Or public hanging, I don't think the electric chair was a thing yet. Wasting perfectly good tea in Britain? Like, come on. Fucking death sentence right there. That's right, it's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea.
That's fucking stupid! You're fucking stupid! This whole case is fucking stupid! I'm going home!
Right! I'd remind the court of the statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I was in Mr. Shakespeare's room. As a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. It always freezes at night? Then how was he doing it before? I guess he'd been using tea instead of water for a while? Or just anytime it's nighttime when he's making new batches? Bye-bye, stars. Good luck on your essay. This is the result. I'll even have to tea again. Never!
Yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold.
Soseki, why? Because he's a nice guy. Because Soseki is a nice man. He was just finished with a very stressful day. Had a nice conversation with somebody who was seemingly cool, besides being a clown, who appreciated literature like he does. So he decided, you know what, this is the start of a new life for me! I'm gonna go have tea with that man. And this is what fucking happens. Never be nice to people ever. That's the lesson, kids.
Who would waste good tea on that?
Who wastes good wine?
Ooh, snap! He went there, dog!
If you froze tea, would it really still keep its color? Yes, it would actually. I may or may not have regularly completely frozen my tea before I went to soccer practice back in middle school. I didn't want to drink water, so instead I would freeze tea and then take that with me. It was still the same color. It makes sense.
Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing.
So on the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins.
My word!
There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window.
Extraordinary!
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even 1 drop of tea remains, Scotland Yard will be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what until now has been mere conjecture. by finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains Strike 9 at all.
Nah, you smug Nipponies!
My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Yeah, I played soccer very briefly in middle school. I was not very good at it, but I did it.
Bailiff, instruct the police to attend the scene at once.
Yes, my lord, understood.
It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objections, Lord Von Cheech.
Is this the end of day one? God damn, I would have finished it last night. Or is this just a break? Not a full day two yet.
Scotland Yard will cover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite test immediately. Trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow.
Oh no, it is, damn it! Aww! Oh, I would have finished it last night. Shit. Oh well.
Prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Yes, my lord! It would have taken a whole hour. Ah, somebody told me it would take 2 hours. That's what I was worried about. 1 more hour, I could have handled it.
Oops.
Nico actually made a big fuss about Shamsphere not using the stove outside for water, but one comment burned him in Shamsphere's voice. Lullaby, why the hell could I go outside in the freezing cold just to smell some stew? Not use the tea that's right in front of me! Yeah. Well, it depends. Like I said, if he again, I'm confused. Like, if the water freezing is a regular issue, then I don't know what he was using besides tonight. I guess maybe usually he used snow? or yeah, I guess he had tea. I don't know if could he really afford tea? He has to do this shit with his gas. I'm not sure he could afford too much. But I don't know, whatever. However the hell he was pulling this off, he fucked up. Clearly. Well, he managed to scrape through there somehow. Has to deal serious with Taekwondo, trained for it sometime, was a good at it, dropped at Murloc, understandable. Though you weren't in middle school, yeah.
Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he did. I guess maybe usually he timed it so that he got it done before the pipes froze, and just because of the thing with Natsume, maybe he was just late today. Maybe this was the only time he's used something other than water. Who knows? Could be any number of things. You know, in my defense, life wasn't easy for me. You see, it all started when I was born at a young age. Take a 3-minute break? I'm good. I got this. I've even still got water. I will update the totals at the bottom of the screen, though. I forgot to do that at the start. I made $5 whole yesterday, and it should be appropriately displayed for all to see. Oh, we made it back in one piece. Just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a close shave of, what a lot of close shaves. There are so many characters on the streets of London. You were barely nearly flattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. He used piss? Oh, God. The mental image of him being in the soap is pretty goddamn good. He would. He seems like that guy. His apartment smells like piss and Soseki was too polite to say anything. Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, Let's see if we can find some new clues for court tomorrow. Gambate! Yes, let's do that. Is everything all right?
I suppose. Still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. Oh. God damn it, honey. It should be Kazuma.
It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him.
Yes. I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
Are they in the attic? I was gonna say, this is... Oh, yeah, this is their office. It's just not set up yet. Because this is literally... Yeah, this is literally right after the third trial. It was only then they moved in with Sholmes, right? So, yeah, they haven't gotten their stuff in order quite yet. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I've no doubt Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same thing if he were here with us. Cadence, thank you for the follow.
This game loves rubbing Kazuma's death in my face. Sholmes is gonna be very jealous. Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a nice attention to detail, yeah. They were still staying at a hotel. Like, Sholmes literally only just invited them to stay here, so yeah, it makes sense. That they don't quite have things in order yet. Oh no, nothing's marked. Oh no! Game, you betray me! Sholmes, any contributions? Yo, Iris, got any bacon? I could use it.
Oh, Bruno and Susie! Hooray, you're back!
Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see.
I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie.
Oh, you flatter me. You're just saying that because I'm wearing the outfit you made for me.
Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I just made a pot of tea. I'll get some cups.
Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what's that foul smell? Did you let Sholmes make brownies again? Iris, we talked about this! Aha! The Wanderers return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court? Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, wasn't it? I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure you did! Holmes is using the P to make coins. No! Stop giving me that mental image. Well, we can all laugh about it now. In fact, I already did! So tell me, how'd the trial go? Reasonably well. Managed to escape without getting a guilty verdict, at least. Really, I would like to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord... I was gonna say, you're talking about hanging out with him? Are you two friends? Are you two fucking? Naturally! No, person in the world who doesn't know my name is Naruhodo. Not quite what I asked, but still. After beating this game, you're questioning why you didn't put on the extra costumes. They look good. I adore these costumes. They're so cute. I love Ryunosuke and bleh. I'm just gonna start calling them Bruno and Susie. They're such cute nicknames. I love their ones. I love the steampunk look. I love that they match Iris and Sholmes. It's real good. Sholmes' is just silly. But hey, it works for him. Mr. Sholmes, whatever is that odor? Yeah, what the fuck is that? It's faint, but it's absolutely awful. Ah, indeed. This is a victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science. Making weed brownies is not a victory. In fact, I think you just set the human race back a few years. Oh, dear. All right, I'll bite. What are you up to now? I can't believe Barack cucked us.
Barack von Zieks. Yes, it's an interesting That word. Yes. I'm American. Soberquayaz, the Reaper of the Bailey. Once the jury prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is not found guilty by the court, sooner or later, the hopeless soul will vanish from the capital.
Vanish how exactly? A nickname, that's what it means? I was more talking about the pronunciation than anything, but hey. Poly relationship confirmed? Outstanding. Gonna go work out, Ren? Good luck! Keep at it! Working out is so hard. Doing DDR again is actually killing me.
By falling under a passing carriage or drowning in the flames. Or succumbing to a sudden fever. Or quite out of the blue, being set upon fire. Being set upon by a highwayman.
Not set on fire. That happened one time.
There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow.
He liked it and he understood the ending more or less. Nice. Working out will be worth it. I know it will. Like, I always feel better afterwards. It's just actually going through it. You start to get sick of the same songs after a while. And also, it's been hard with, like I said, my back acting up last week. Like, I had to take a few days off from doing it last week because of that nonsense. And then Shark Week this week. So that's going to be fun to do tonight. Ah! Pain! All seems a little far-fetched, really.
Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is hiding fit for the time being, at least.
That's not overly reassuring. He was very sad, though, especially since he fully believed Andrew. Aw, damn. Yeah, it's a sad ending, because they do make him likable. But you want it to, you want it to not be, on him. But, yeah. Glad he enjoyed it, though. If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be those acquitted are, well, by Lord von Zieks' own hand.
As it happened to Miss Auto, that is quite impossible.
Oh, why?
Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi.
Really?
And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo. I think he likes you.
Yeah, so I've heard. That was the very day I arrived, when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection. And it really did end bitterly indeed.
And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again. You'd almost think there are no other prosecutors on the workforce. It's weird, right?
Poor Bruno. I don't know if you're incredibly unlucky or incredibly unlikable.
I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people.
I'm gonna have to end racism. Is Iris gonna have to choke a bitch?
On a completely different subject, what smells so bad?
Ah, well, most probably this, I would say.
The fuck is that?
My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not tea is genuine at the drop of some tea.
Oh my.
Episode title, Iris Ends Racism. This was before... I know that, yeah. Obviously, it was before Von Zieks at least developed respect for Runo. We had that really cool moment at the end of the last case, but yeah. No, like, even then, there's clearly some underlying issues there. Barry Von Zieks, Barry. If, are we gonna get to that point? Are we ever gonna get to that point with him? Where he's cool enough and comes along enough that Iris gets to know him and that can be her nickname for him. She can call him Uncle Barry. It'd be really fucking kawaii. Shutter Island is such a good movie, but it's such a downer. It really is. Like, I love that movie, but like, goddamn, that last 30 minutes or so really takes the piss out of you with the reveal.
There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high quality tea, but is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor.
That's certainly unsavory behavior. I'm doing alright, Marlock. I'm still kind of in a shitty mood. Anytime I think about the YouTube situation with the fucking World Ends With You finale, I get kind of pissed. And then, like I said, Shark Week, so stomach cramps are abound right now, and that's no bueno. And I keep thinking about the fact that I want a C2 ride in Genshin, but really don't have the money for it. But other than that, I'm good. This game's fun, if nothing else. Not helped by the say that if he isn't cured, nicer treatments are discredited, yeah. I eat sharks? Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
So when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris!
At the ready, Harley!
Let us add a drop to my chemical of this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens?
Ah! It turned completely black. And what a foul odor it's giving off.
Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. It would appear that this cup of tea was particularly fine Darjeeling.
And now you've ruined it. That's very ingenious, but what the fuck is the point of that? What do you do with it now?
Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you?
Don't usually watch movies you think that's missing because you got ADHD, can barely focus, as is understandable. I don't watch many movies either these days. I was big into the Marvel stuff up until a certain point. Nowadays, I barely watch new stuff.
Once you go black, you don't go back, Ryunosuke!
There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes.
Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam.
Right.
The point is, we are entering a new era of science in the world of criminal investigation. Also...
Yes, forensic science! Oh, these are such exciting times!
I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Holock Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigation technique is based. This little tea instance was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic research.
Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that. Soap makes you smarter.
The soap fuels my brain cells!
After this game, you're gonna make a rewatch of my series and make a Nova accidentally predicts the future for X Minutes Straight compilation. Half of the video is just yesterday. Mr. Natsume, I'm currently defending being Japanese as well as Mrs. Sato and myself. I felt even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Von Zeke seems to have an inherent disdain of Japanese.
Indeed. It is an interesting observation.
You know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes?
It was about 10 years ago that Barack Von Zeke chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, in the young man's closest companion, hailed from the Empire of Japan.
Oh, man. Okay. Okay, I thought for sure it was gonna be somebody who screwed him over, but no, it was actually somebody he liked. Okay.
No!
What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened?
I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair.
Of course you're not.
Oh, but...
The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course. I have no doubt.
That's what you always say.
For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe.
Shutter Island's definitely still one of your new favorites. You did second watch, they revealed so many details you never noticed. Right, bestie? Yeah, I told you about just some of them. the fact that the one patient they interrogated kept eyeballing Mark Ruffalo the entire time whenever a certain other person was brought up. Yeah, lots of little details like that. I love rewatching that movie and finding new stuff. So your T-test, is that an example of forensic science?
Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on knowledge of whether or not tea is of high or inferior quality.
Not a huge number of cases then, huh?
Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints. Not yet accepted in court as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels here.
I hadn't even heard of them until recently.
Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course.
Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes?
There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I am researching is skin prints.
Skin prints.
A nomenclature of my own design, as this chemical agent makes possible.
Skin prints.
It would instantly reveal objects touched by whichever person is under investigation.
Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes!
As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black.
I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed.
Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues.
That's the spirit, Bruno. See you later!
Yes, until later.
I literally only just realized they had that same pose. That's fucking adorable. Holy shit. That's her dad! I don't care what anyone says. Wilson was apparently kind of a shit father and she didn't even know the guy. She thought Holmes was her dad. That is her dad as far as I'm concerned. That's fucking adorable. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us.
You were, but I'm still in my pajamas.
Yes, of course. You just said so a moment ago.
You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action. Oh, I meant the next case, chronologically speaking, of course. I do recall saying something along those lines, but you go on ahead.
Has Holmes been taking care of her since birth? Pretty much, right?
I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might.
Your commitment astounds me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival. Bye-bye, Bruno. Bye-bye, Susie.
Yeah, Iris said she's never even met her dad. Like, she literally, I distinctly recall that at some point that she thought that Sholmes was her dad for a long time, until he eventually had to tell her otherwise. So yeah, so fuck Wilson. I don't know. I don't know. He was probably a decent guy, but like, you left your daughter for all those years to go to Japan. All right. I completely forgot about this. I was thinking maybe she might be involved in a later case, but the fact that we can still go here actually, oh shit, I'm actually a little scared right now. Uh-oh. Maybe the other patient in the hospital. I'm gonna hope it's that. I don't want her to be involved in this. I want to protect her from this cold, dark world. Well, now I gotta know. Now that I realize that's still on the list, I gotta know. Then again, is she even still here? She said she was about to be discharged.
What do you suppose is happening? Sounds like some sort of disturbance.
Yes, I hear angry voices. Get the fuck away from her right now, you goddamn cloud-ass piece of shit. If you lay a fucking finger on her goddamn head, I'll fucking rip your neck off and shove the fucking...
Dealing with your spirits.
Be not angry, O upper lady! Very thou art mistaken!
Mistaken my
just when I thought I couldn't love her anymore. Can I keep her forever? She's just short me! She is just short me!
God have mercy, Lady, but thou seest I have vigor still! Behold my sham spear dance!
No. I was gonna say also, what is ample lady? Is that a fat joke? Asshole. Well, that's fucking ominous.
Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land of whence the rays of sun! Oh, no!
The fuck are you doing here?
Mary, I do believe I've returned to another ward! He was looking, that's what he was doing! Looking at my terrible work!
I should have that screenshot and Susanna saying this is ominous. I should have, actually.
Eastern fellow, so darkly clad! Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful! I do applaud thee!
You're happy that I uncovered your gas fraud? Okay. Thanks, I guess.
But! That doesn't mean things will go wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it?
I have never been less threatened in my life. That cane is made of licorice, sir. I'm not impressed.
Anon! Exeunt!
I was gonna say, he was, that gesture he just made on that cane, he was way too comfortable doing that. That's all I'm saying. This is a pure Guilty Gear meme. Mr. Shamsphere might technically be the victim in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. Very hard to pin the man down.
I'm so sorry, I'm such an awful person.
Holy shit, she is me! Ah, Miss Green, everything alright?
Oh, yes, I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now.
You said that yesterday. Please don't... Like, if you try to kill the clown for some reason, I understand, but please, I don't want you to be involved in this. I don't know how the fuck she'd do it if she was in the hospital still, but, like, she said she got discharged yesterday, so what the fuck's the holdup? Oh, I see.
We're delighted you'll be soon well enough to go home, Miss Green.
Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
Hey, Dusk. Anything new here? Oh yeah, you've got more dialogue. Fucking medicine cabinet's still unlocked. What a smart hospital. Hi, Yuri. Good to see you again. Lots of bottles in that cabinet, aren't there? Why is this new? You think it's safe to keep them like that?
If you were a patient here, I feel sure you'd take some medicine by mistake when you were half asleep.
That is a worry. At least the cabinet has a lock, but it's only a flimsy-looking one.
Oh, I have no doubt you managed to unlock that somehow while you were half asleep as well.
There are limits to even what I can do when I'm half asleep, you know, Miss Sato. So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Well, yes, it was an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days.
finally woke up again yesterday. I hope this has been cleared up already.
What a terrible week it's been for you.
Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I look back on this fondly.
Really?
Anyway, I must be getting all my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Oh yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. Oh. I'm scared. Why is this still a place I can come to? Why the fuck was he here? Was he the other patient? Is Shamspeare not his real name? If he were gonna change it closer, if he were gonna change his name to sound closer to, closer to Shakespeare, you'd think he'd just make it Shakespeare, not Shamspeare. Yeah, don't make your fake name have the word sham in it, exactly. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. He just wanted to see the rat as his brother. Oh, that's not fair. That rat's cuter than him. Welcome back, Ren.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually. You know, it's the crime scene. The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, I know the score.
Oh yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside that window. Did you find it? With the tea in it?
Yeah, we found it all right. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
I knew it!
It's with the identification section of the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today.
They're just gonna try and say, how do we know it's the same tea? The rat's the more successful brother. That's a sad backstory. He was raised by rats. Then he has no excuse. Most rats are cute. He has no excuse. Most rats are cute, sweet, and friendly. He has no excuse to be a fuck. His parents raised him better than this. That's wonderful news. Thank you.
Pretty impressive performance in court this morning.
I'm sorry?
Nothing, forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here.
I don't like you. Rats are adorable. We're starting early today, are we? Okay, fuck Gregson, but he's like,
Well, I never. Look at this bullshit. Do you see this nonsense?
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here?
What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi! What are you doing there, Sholmes?
Is this the thumbnail again? No, I can't do that twice.
What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems.
Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised?
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam. I'm going to kill the anime convention. They'll never know I'm there.
You fucking daft twit! You stole that costume idea from Persona 5! The fuck is this? Is this the thumbnail, maybe?
Goemon! All this is precisely what as you requested, Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm pretty sure I didn't ask for this.
Herlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun. I was not prepared for this. I was not prepared for Sholmes with the fox mask and a fucking golden gun. A golden skin gun. This is a holdup. Everyone get down on the ground. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. Shamspeare's cup. You stole it from Persona 5. So what if I did? Persona fans have no class anyways. Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. I love GoldenEye for the 64. It's a great game. I'll stop the criminal with the power of my detective skills and this gun I found. Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them all. Then I'll spray the chemical indicator, or about it all will be revealed. Spray? How do I do that exactly? It is a gun. Press the A button. Like this! Ew. What is that stuff? It's like fog. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know why we're looking for his prints. Like, this is his room. Like, there's nothing on here that I think will help us necessarily. I was gonna say, so this is for handprints. So Sholmes is just extra and trying to be special. Suspension of the chemical indicator and the pressurized gas is the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. Maybe there's something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Oh, nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. Alright, first and foremost. Anything else with the actual pipes? No. Look, there's dozens of handprints here. So there are a great many indeed. So much that it's hard to make out any in one individual print. What the fuck was he doing? Was he playing patty cake with a picture? Patty cake, bake goose man! Bake me a cake as fast as you can! Oh god, I'm so alone! Sends a chill down my spine. Was he bashing his head into a wall? Please tell me he was bashing his head into the wall. Why did my rat family leave me? Or something behind the painting. Oh yeah, it is on the painting as well, isn't it? Yeah. It's still weird that that would make it weird that they're also on the wall, just all willy-nilly like that, but yeah. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired his picture? Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene after all. Without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel. Unless you really, really like the picture. It's just the mental image of his rubbing his face up against it. Ugh. Oh, very true, Mr. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery, then. Take the picture down. Take the picture down, you dingleberries. He was also touching the lamp. And his shitty cupboard. Both teacups. His shitty clothes. That envelope. He did not touch the envelope, or at least that part of it, apparently. That's a little odd. Window? Oh, duh. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, is it only, like, recent handprints or something? Is it that specialized? That it's only prints that were made recently? Because otherwise, yeah, you'd think there would be a lot more.
There's clearly something else I'm still missing. Floor? Oh yeah, him and Natsume were wrestling, right? There should be some on the floor. Ah, look at this here.
Ah, yes, interesting. A multitude of victims' handprints.
Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot? Oh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here. There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there?
I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's something obvious to trip over.
I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes.
Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor.
Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Now that I look at it, that one floorboard is actually very loose, isn't it? Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are 2 places in particular that are of interest, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, was that floorboard always that loose? Good God, how did I not notice that? Handprints on the floor there, and the one on the wall by the picture. Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. Won't be a moment. Ah! What is it, Mr. Sato? Look here, Mr. Naruhodo, one of the floorboards has popped out.
One of them? You mean a secret hiding place? Excellent work, Miss Sato. So, what do we have here? Oi! What are you lot doing?
Inspector Buzzkill.
Stand aside, right at there, men, right this minute. It's my job to investigate here. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips, whilst we dig around under the floor here. Your battery talks put me off my food anyway, Sholmes. No better, that's exactly what I need.
Wow, secret hiding place under the floor. I was gonna say, how did y'all not notice this? Fuck off. We found it first, asshole. Secret hiding place. What a find. It's not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw tatami mat. No, I know. But I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move, either. Like, genuinely asking, was that always... Did it always look like that, or was it different when we first investigated here? Because how the fuck did I not notice that? That was extremely obvious from the rest of the boards. Got me wondering about the wall over there, too. Aren't you curious? Oh. I'll investigate it once. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall.
How disappointing.
But then how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think of why anybody would be touching the wall over and over in one place like that. Yeah, that is very weird. Like, that's obviously gonna be important somehow, but like, I don't know what the fuck he would be doing over there.
There you are, a print for you.
Ah, thank you very much. His invention can make prints too? Now then. Wonder what Inspector Gregson has found anything. Wonder if he's found anything under the floor there.
I'm desperate to know.
So am I. Yeah, Chunosuke and Tsusagi. Yeah, I literally don't know what the fuck could actually be up with that. Also, some stuff is apparently new. That's weird. You got some Popeyes, Dio, you lucky bastard. Enjoy it for me. Love to know if there's anything hidden underneath the floorboard there.
Allow me to ask Gregson now, after all. We're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson! Really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there. Seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends! No, I suppose not. A dismal failure.
Yes, I heard. I don't know what was under that floorboard. Thanks, Sholmes. You've been a huge help. What hours in America? Depends on the state. America has a couple of different time zones. We're one of the only countries that's stupid like that. But in my current sector of America, it is currently 9 o'clock, or 9:11 specifically.
All right then, fair's fair.
What?
You did discover the hiding place after all.
You in the East Coast too, Kirby? A.
I suppose I should at least fill you in.
Really, Inspector? Thank you.
Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oh, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor: a newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know?
It's 3:11 here where you are. You were planning to go to sleep a long time ago, Murloc. Oh my god.
Oops.
Well, don't let me keep you up. If you need sleep, you get some sleep. The VOD will be waiting for you tomorrow. Fan translation.
Oh, we're friends? Now that I realize, I guess we're not. I had discovered me and Gregson are not friends.
Excellent.
Looks like it was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time in Manchester.
How terrible. I mean, depending on what he was in jail for, maybe not.
Made the headlines down here in London as well. Bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got to him first.
He's he's fantastic, Mr. Fox. I get it. They all have their animal theme. If anyone wants to do Animal Crossing designs of the main characters of Great Ace Attorney, you now know who everyone is. Susato is a bunny. Bruno is a mouse. Sholmes is a fox. Oh yeah, this Genshin comic, it's real good. I can't believe Scaramouche is a Ken doll. Hilarious. Oh my goodness, he committed a capital offense?
Man by the name of Sheldon. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000.
A hoard? Of treasury, I mean?
Jewelry and the like, but he'd hidden it somewhere. And no one knows where. And now he's fucking dead. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell. Or some such was the headline. Does it not strike you as odd, though? Why such an article would be so carefully esconded under the floor? I suppose now that you mention it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we got on Sheldon back at the yard and see if I can turn up anything.
So pounds and US dollars is 1,386. I was gonna say inflation. Inflation's a bitch, yeah. That was a lot of money. That doesn't sound like that much, but that was a lot of money for the time period. Capital offender, been out of the court record. Okay.
So this is the photographic print I found. Looks reasonably recent to me.
Oh, no. Oh, she's totally gonna be involved somehow. That's her, presumed boyfriend. We don't know for sure yet. Oh, no. I don't want her to be involved in this. As much as I appreciate her trying to kill the clown, attempted murder would still be murder. Oh boy. I'm scared now. You heard the Revice opening? Ooh, nice. I gotta listen to it later.
It will appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here.
That's her. That's her. We're assuming boyfriend. We don't know for sure, but she had this picture in her room of this guy. Why would she even be involved? Because this is her boyfriend. She had a picture, possibly brother. They do kind of look alike. Brother was my first thought, but Ryu seems to think boyfriend. Yeah, this is him with Garrett up, so there's some kind of connection. Fuck.
The gentleman on the left is Mr. Garrett, the landlord, of course.
Who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garrett's son, perhaps?
Perhaps you can take that print if you'd like.
Really? Are you sure?
We can presume, therefore, that the aunt already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is.
Oh, is that true? Oh, this game gives the DLC gives the exact game for this a date for this game. Nice. I was wondering about that. 1897. Okay, so it is the 1800s. Hey, I was correct. £1,000 in that year would have been actually valued at 45,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I wish I had that much money. Still kind of sad from last night. You don't know if you saw in general. Oh yeah, I did see that, Bestie. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. This keeps happening with fucking YouTubers. You like? I am so sorry.
Well, too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure. This is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure.
Yeah, we know, Gregson. We know the lengths you're willing to go to stop shit from leaking. Like framing teenage girls for murder. Yeah, I heard. Hidden photographs have been entered into the court record. Wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamsphere himself isn't in it. Yeah, that's the one that, like, I don't, like, there clearly is a connection. I just don't understand what it could possibly be. You know, transfer from this, consider him transvestite. Yeah, no, I totally understandable.
Photographic prints are still rare treasures at the East End. I imagine Mr. Garrett was rather diligent to have been immortalized. Delighted, not diligent. He probably made a proud present of it.
Alright, what about the box? What's in the box? Is it Gwyneth Paltrow's head? Please tell me it's Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Now, this tin box looks interesting, don't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamsphere, give us a clue, man! You fucking clown!
Didn't have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo.
What's the other? Oh god, Streamlabs. God damn it, Streamlabs is frozen again. I can't see the message. Give me a second. Fuck. Oh wait, no, it still shows up like you can chat.
The box is empty, you say? For Christ's sake, Pretensi, at least put something in the damn box for us!
But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box.
Yeah, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside. Relatable. Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder. Wakahai! Aww! How'd you get in here? How'd you get in here, little buddy?
Oh, look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name?
It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wakahai? You know, like how Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. Wonder how he got in here. Clever cat.
Night-night, Stu. You have a good one. Oh, wonderful then. Wakahai it is. There's something delicious I bought for you from the Cat's Meats man.
It's kind of fucked up to rename it. I mean, he seemed... Natsume clearly cared about him. Like, he probably already have a name. He's gonna be very confused. Aww. Aww. happier now, look! I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too. Today I went to the store. Since that guest room is now cleaned out, my grandma insisted on hanging up a bunch of old pictures I painted from my art classes. She insisted on hanging those up again now that we have the room. But, I was missing a frame for one of them. I had confiscated it to use for Ivy's birthday present at one point a few years back. So I had a 4-set piece of pictures, and I was like, we gotta get a new one. I have to display all 4 of them at the same time or none at all. So I got the picture frame, brought it back, and immediately Tommy absconded with the plastic wrap from it. And was on the floor rolling around in it for like half an hour. They're so easily amused. It's adorable. Revice is coming out tomorrow, I believe, yes. Or tonight, technically. It might actually have already aired. I believe it may have changed. I believe Kamen Rider's actual air date was Saturday. At least it was back when I, like, watched, regularly. As it aired and didn't get annoyed. And stop watching, like, with Saber. How'd you get in here? You were behind the thing. This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think, isn't it? Where does the audience sit, though, for the nightly Shakespeare performances? Actors aspiring to a great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office. What? Then you could practice your art every single day. I'll think about it. If you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge. Well, if that would help you achieve your goal, sure. This I gotta see. How'd you get in here, little buddy? Is there a secret hole between rooms? Ah! Ah! Meow. That was a cheeky little meow wagahai. Oh, he's so adorable! I could sit and watch him forever. I think he may not appreciate that after a while. We have an investigation to get back to. The stream is canceled. We're just gonna watch this cat. Just gonna watch this cat all day. Bye-bye, Murloc. You have a good one. Get some sleep. The VOD will be waiting for you tomorrow. Capcom is cool, unlike Square Enix. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh. That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change. London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful, too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Suhato and Zai are ever gonna make it to spring. That's true, we don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove. Look how dark that sand on the floor is underneath the meter there. Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted, as he established in court this morning. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it? Mr. Shamsphere must have used an awful lot of coins, I suppose. It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. This is a gas wall light. It must be connected to the gas pipe as well. Gas lights, a gas stove. London really is a city of gas. Poop joke. Now that I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garrett had an open fire at the top floor, didn't they? Oh, yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there. Well, I much prefer real fire anyway. It's so much cozier. I do too, actually. While my grandma and me were out shopping, we were also talking about getting a new grill, since ours is kind of old and busted. And it was like, would it be another propane one? I kind of want a charcoal one. Charcoal grills make the food taste better. I'm sorry, Hank Hill, but I think propane's not as good. It just isn't. But nah, she wants to get another propane one, and I'm like, The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked-up window. Yet with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks and set some soap inside, can't you? That sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Susato. Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo. You can probably get a grill that's both. Maybe, but those are expensive. The ill-fated teacups from which the two men drank on that ill-fated night. During their heated literary debate, yeah. Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? Sounds like it was quite a discussion. Massive sarcasm quotes. Now that I think about it, I'm sure the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison. Forget the PC, it's now a charcoal grill. No, it's a PC. Like I said, Kibo is consistently overheating. Like, I'm actually very scared about even being able to get one before he just breaks completely at this point. Like, I've been having a lot of problems. It's the PC. That is fiction, Miss Susato. Let's hope it stays that way. Maybe I can use Kibo as a grill. He can't work anymore, but he's good for something. Look back into the chat as soon as you heard Kibo. My computer is named Kibo. False alarm. So it turns out Mr. Shancer wasn't eating the soap at all. That's right. Mystery of why he had it on a plate whilst holding a fork in his hand is solved. Yes, to price his latest ice coin out its mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two. Certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. Is there nothing new in here? A lot of the stuff is not blinking anymore, so I assumed we'd find some new information, but are we actually done here already? It seems so. Oh god, my stomach's growling. Stop that. It's not snack time yet. It shouldn't be snack time at all. I had a late lunch. Okay, I guess let's go outside. Maybe Gasman's gonna come back by now that he knows what's up. No? Damn. I could go talk to John again. He seemed to know, oh, that's why he was acting weird yesterday. Maybe, depending on what the hell's going on with, Olive's boyfriend. Yeah, because he was in the photo, yeah. Let's go talk to him. Got to get your balls of a catch! Oh no, Ren. Autocorrect. just call her Raiden. That's what I do. Cause ball's not even technically correct, especially knowing the actual story there now. Just call her Raiden. That's what I do. Easiest way around it without actually full on spoiling people. Yeah, the freaking I didn't realize the fish had a respawn time, so I didn't fish right away. So I've got to wait a couple extra days to even be able to get it. That's like I said. That's why I say just Raiden, because Raiden's not a spoiler. Mr. Gyarados appears to be out. Of course he does. God damn it. Oh well, apparently I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Fuck. All right. Okay. Let's go talk to Saseki, maybe. No? Uh-oh. Okay. There's nothing else here. I can't look at the letter again or anything. I was thinking maybe to look at the torn up envelope again. Oh, you forgot you need 20 koi? Do you not have those yet? Oh, shit, Ren, I'm so sorry. Did I show any evidence? No. I mean, I literally can't do that now, but... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Is that really where we're going with this? Can I... Oh, I don't want to show her that. I got a bad feeling, man. I don't want to show her that. I get the feeling... I get the distinct impression he's not around anymore. This is just gonna make her sad. If I can even do that. Can I actually properly present stuff? I can't even do it yet. I can't even actually do it. Shit. I'm gonna have to at some point, though, I'm sure. Oh, God, lady. I'm so sorry. Fuck. Yeah, I can't do anything. Like, there's no one to talk to. Like, I can't present back in Shamspeare's room. Go back to the office. Our actual office or Sholmes' house. Oh, talk to Susie here? Okay. Actually examine the new evidence. I can't, there's nothing examinable on any of them. All I can do is look at them closer. With the magnifying glass. So, we know that Soseki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. But as he isn't the culprit, then obviously... Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea. But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspeare's body? I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. Must be something in Mr. Shamspeare's room that will help solve the mystery. Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been all over the place already. Been nervous to have another look around, though. Desperate to the outcome of the investigation that he left the bars. Run to Inspector Gray so we could ask him about that. I did. What the fuck am I missing? Oh, obviously they expect me to do that first. Yeah. Like, I can't do anything else in here. Like, by all means, if I'm just being stupid and there's something else in here I still haven't examined, let me know. But I don't think there is. We have to talk to her about everything to progress? Fucking why? What? Since when? Why is that suddenly a requirement? Traditionally, that's always just been a way to, like, get an idea of what to do if you're lost. Like, we would do that with Maya all the time in the older games. Why the fuck would it be mandatory? That's bullshit. Quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it, when the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand? Not only that, but then finding out he's actually a barefaced gas thief? Yeah, that's certainly a surprise to us all. One of us Cosmo's wishes. I don't need to be reminded of the fact that my boyfriend's dead. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea. Careful with your phrasing, Sato-san. He didn't poison anything. More to it than the Shamsphere that we don't yet know. I'm sure of it. Shamsphere certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man I ever thought he was at first. What's become of him, actually? I was told he'd be returned to the hospital where he was receiving treatment. Oh, which one's that? Let me see. Ah, yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's. Or Bart's, as Londoners call it. We know that place, don't we?
Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. Same hospital which he was taken to.
Oh yeah, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back.
Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone.
Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's. Yeah, we should probably visit the hospital. I already did. Almost like I didn't need to do this. Why is this so important? We talked about Kazuma. Are they literally making us do this just in case we somehow forgot who Kazuma was between games? Good God. Kazuma Sogi, the best friend I ever had, a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my Becken from that horrible incident just before we left Japan. If this is really the only trigger, I call big bullshit on this. Like, this is actually awful. I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And then after the trial, that crazy idea he came up with. As a stowaway? Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough. I'm sure no one will ever know. It's not like I'm going to be murdered by a clown or anything. Kazuma, won't you tell me why? Why go to all these lengths just so I could accompany you to Great Britain? Well, it's been a month ever since we got through that trial. But you really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it, believe me. I guarantee it. I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, I can't force you, obviously. You'll have to deduce for yourself. Decide for yourself. I was gonna say, yeah, did he poke holes in that trunk for us? Anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world, the city in forefront of everything. Can't hurt for you to see with your own eyes. No, that's true. I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, then one day... One day what? I had the chance to talk about all this at the start of the day. It was never a guarantee thing, though. No, I'm saying, even then, like, this has never been a thing in these games. Like, anytime you have, like, stuff to talk about with the assistant, it's usually just to give you a hint of where to go next if you don't know. To have one be fucking mandatory, of course I missed it. I had a chance to talk about it at the start. That's still bullshit. Even talking about it then. Don't force me to remember my pain! I need my pain, but I don't need to be constantly reminded of it. Never mind, then. I get it, our boyfriend's dead. I feel like that's literally only there because this is a different game. Like, what a pointless fucking flashback, Jesus Christ. Naruhodo-san? Yeah, if it was, like, that should have, like, if that was gonna happen, that should have just happened right after, you know, we talked about him anyway, because she brought him up, and then that was it. Fucking bullshit. Just thinking about my ex. Yes, he's forever in my thoughts, too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better. That was his dream. That's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right, but... Yes? I do wonder if his intentions lie elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Yeah, we still don't know what... He wanted to tell us something. Which I assume is going... God, that really was it. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, fuck that. Bad game design, 0 out of 10. Bring back the clown. Not Edelgard, the literal clown. Naruhodo-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions? I mean this. His katana? I never expected to inherit a sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it. When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Oh my god, really? Karuma! It probably should have been Karma. I now officially wish this has just been one game, just to avoid shit like this, like I said. Literally only exists because of the fact that this is a separate game, and they feel the need to remind us of this, because clearly Kazuma's still gonna be important since he was on that goddamn hit list. Good God. It is a cool sword. It goes swish. Japanese man's sword is a soul, Ryunosuke. Can't be parted from my katana. Unless I were to die in a tragic, bad writing accident. Karma guides me. Yeah, I know, that's why I'm saying I know this was supposed to be one game. It was too big, apparently. Apparently that was the only issue. Yeah, I get it. Like, it makes sense for people who had to wait years for after the fans translation. But Capcom didn't know that when they first made it. Yeah, too big for the 3S, most likely, actually. I know they had a similar issue with Devil Survivor Overclocked. just the absurd amount of voice acting in that game being too much for the 3DS to handle. Its name compels its will to slice evil into. So its name compels this. Yeah, we read all this. Yep. Very important. I have to do in Great Britain. Something you have to do. Yes, I'd appreciate it if you see. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Damn shame I probably won't find out what the fuck it is until the last case, but I'll do it. Even with you no longer with me. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Nico thought it was a new scene. Nah, I remember. Like, oh, well, no, yeah, you know, again, it's been years for him, so I can't blame him. But no, I played the first one recently enough. I remember this. What did he mean by something very important I have to do? I'd hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet, I've not found a single clue. People still being clowns? Just the game developers. I see. Just the game developers for forcing that to be an optional thing if that really is the only way to progress. Okay, still nothing here. Still nothing here. I swear to God. I swear to God, is there really still nothing? Prison? I mean, that's kind of the last option. If there's not something new in prison. Or if Gyarados not back yet, I guess that could also be a thing. Why that would be the trigger, I don't fucking know. There we go, okay. Yeah, literally, why the fuck was he not there? Was he in the bathroom? Why? Like, that makes no goddamn sense. Why would that be the trigger? Oh, God damn it. Yeah, fuck that nonsense. Mr. Natsume's back! So he is, Mr. Natsume! Hello! I am a kitty cat! Meow! I'm sorry? I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or airlock shelms. I don't know about courts, or trials, or Old Baileys. Oops. I am a kitty cat. That is what I am now. Just a kitty cat. Meow! Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality. Trying to? He already has, completely. Jeepers! He's a furry! I Am a Cat is one of his actual books. Nice. So, what is your name, Mr. Kitty Cat? Nee. I have no name. Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. You think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume Cat? What is happening? He's imagining stabbing Holmes. I am not a kitty cat. I just wish I was! It worked! He's back in the real world! What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that! It's obvious! My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate! Mr. Natsume, no! This morning's proceedings in court prove that there's hope! Yes, Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but... The Reaper is omnipresent! In court! In my lodgings! Here! There! Everywhere! What's he looking at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes, we must! In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No! Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just blocked those out, then today, being in that courtroom was... It was the most moving experience of my life! Locum student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. You're too kind. Welcome back, bestie. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea! They won't find a drop of poison in it! That's a solemn, sworn, Soseki certainty! Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, most definitely, remember! Drink tea while it's hot! We both put it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. And at that time, you were both completely fine. As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear engaged in Romeo and Juliet match. Those focus tomorrow's proceedings will show how the poison was taken by the victim, then. That you both did drink at the same time? Then what the fuck was with the ring on his? Some Japanese child got the Revice weapon, and they brought up something you didn't realize. The axe gun Revice has is super similar to Kabuto's. Oh, the kunai gun? Oh, shit. I didn't think about that either. Nice. That rotten Shamspear, what have I ever done to him? You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently? I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all! Right. But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner. Let you know what, Mr. Natsume? About the soap, of course. What else? Oh, dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend? Of course I am, if I had money. I would have chosen to live an accursed existence in such accursed lodgings! Oh yeah, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, isn't it? Exactly, especially the room I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place. And it's trying to kill me! Capital offender? Mighty ass welcome student Mr. Naruto Esquire the next time you visit me. You bring scores of super soft soaps! Mr. Soseki. But what'll happen if you drop the soap? The prisoner. Did that guy used to live here? You sure it was your room? What's this? It's a newspaper cutting we found in Mr. Shamspear's room. Ah, so he knew, did he? I'm sorry? About this man, Selden. A convicted killer and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings! What? He's already taken one young man's life and now he's trying to take the life of another! A miserable, mustached, much-aligned Japanese man! Mr. Natsume, if you know something, could you please tell us? Tell us everything you know about this evil spirit. The truth is, I don't know the details myself until recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. And at that time, he was hiding out in his lodgings. At Mr. Garrodeb's house. What? He lived where you do now? That's right, yes, exactly where I live now. In my very room. So why did he have a fucking article about it under the floorboards? Your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense? But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse! What really is the curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? I literally was convinced it was just his cat laying on top of him at night when we first heard about it. What the fuck are you actually experiencing? What are you, like, legitimately detail your symptoms so I can see if my gas theory is off at all. Or has any water to hold at this point. It's only caused one death a few months after the criminal passed away in prison. A man died in the room. Man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger. He was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. Uh-oh. God, that was probably her boyfriend, wasn't it? Oh, no. Locked from the inside, exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it? No, like I said, yeah, it's a nice refresher. Like, it's a wonderful refresher if you have gone a long time without playing both. But it either needed to be optional and just something for you if you haven't played in a while, or it needed to force it for you. The fact that we had to go back and talk to Susato when nothing like that has ever been mandatory for any of these, like I said, just traditionally speaking, that's been an optional thing to, like, give yourself a reminder of where to go. Like, that was bogus. Yes, well, that was the start of it. Yes, well, that was the start of it! Both their names start with an S. I was very confused! Do you have any idea how the Lasha before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? I was gonna say, oh, fuck. Right up before I could say did he have the same symptoms as you? What the fuck would cause that? I guess that could be the gas thing? But what? Again, I thought it was his cat, and why did I think it was his cat? It was because, like, he would feel pressure on his chest at night, right? Like, that was the symptoms, right? Like, he was being suffocated as he laid down. I believe that was the symptom he described before, right? So that would be the same thing. Why would it kill the boyfriend and not you, though? When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas! Motherfucker! Someone pick up that phone! Gas? I only found that out after I signed the lease. When Mr. Gator came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself from trembling. Who we calling? Wrong person. In regards to the wrong person, I was thinking that whoever the culprit is did that to kill the clown. That they did it through the gas pipes. I was wrong on the who, but not on the how. And actually, I was still kind of right on the who, maybe. Because whatever the fuck happened there, I think they may have tried the same thing on the clown. If I'd known beforehand, I probably would have been too scared to take the room. Landlords, lease, luckily, legal! Lucky for Mr. Garrett, maybe. Not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe the curse is affecting you. It is! At first, I just felt as though I was being watched. At the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice. That's fucking horrifying. If that's actually somebody trying to kill people like that. Jesus Christ. But why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. The fuck? That's fucking horrifying. Have you brought this up with your goddamn landlord? Granted, he was only living there for, like, what, a fucking week or something? So I guess that might be why he's not dead, first and foremost. Just the other guy had prolonged exposure to it if it was happening literally every night. Exactly the same situation that led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened with Mr. Shakespeare last night when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident that can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Gairdeb's rooms. Okay, good God. I mean, he's probably not gonna actually know the guy. If he did die before he moved in. You know anything about this guy, buddy? Mr. Natsume? Nothing much, but...
It's been too long since I was out of prison. What a delightfully humble etiquette of our homeland.
What?
You're too kind. I accept it gladly.
No, I wasn't trying to give it to you, actually.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. Alright, I guess maybe we're good for now. Not sure how much he can tell us about anything else right now, so... John, you back? I want to talk to you. After hearing that. I'm not giving him the soap. He'll drop it. Thank you, thank you. I'll be here all week. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garadab. Right bally business it is for me, you know. Getting out and about. I'm suddenly home now that you've talked to your assistant. Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? Naturally, fate of my lodgings hanging in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss. I was gonna say, yeah, you're gonna end up, we need a drum sound effect, probably. The fate of what's already been dubbed the Haunted Lodgings, yeah. Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital and on more than one occasion already. I mean, whatever the fuck is going on with the fucking pipes, I do not think it's him. Again, obviously he wouldn't be the fucking jury leader in the final trial if he were guilty of anything major. But, yeah, like, clearly something's fucked up, and he arguably is negligent for not looking into it further if it's already killed one guy. As the old haunting lodgings or some such. Ah, well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what in blazes is going on, don't you know?
Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, I'm thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago. You were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened.
I was gonna say, yeah, the fact that Sholmes is back here now. God. It's so bad. Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Was that really the trigger for Natsume? Like, let me, if I had gotten that stupid flashback first and then gone to prison, would Natsume have been there from the start? Like, do they expect you to do things in that order? Because otherwise, this is very silly, going to the prison without Sholmes and then coming back here and he's suddenly in the room with us. I'm just kind of curious. Stopped off in prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. I do wonder what kind of sentence his wife got also. I'm not sure if we're ever going to find out. Like I said, I would assume it would depend on whether or not Olive would press charges or not, but, we've not talked to her a whole lot about that. What brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? Some fishy fella from the Far East and failed actor chap of a questionable character, eh? Yeah, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellas of late. Thanks to that bally curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have ya? Rotten Scoundrel was arrested here, and then the next chap in the room goes the keel's over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. You check someone's guide. They went to Natsume, Susanoo, Shamsu, and then the jail. Yeah, damn it. Yeah, no, like, I'm curious. I'm just genuinely curious, like, if you had talked to Susato and then gone to the jail first, if you still would have had to wait on Natsume. So either you had to do only the Kazuma thing or the Skin Prince thing? Yeah, I don't know. Either way, like, it's dumb no matter what. I don't know why I keep trying to read into it further. Just to laugh at how dumb it is, I guess. See how much worse it gets. Am I next, eh? Well, can't help but get the collywobbles, can ya? I don't know what that means.
When you say the woman dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green?
Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife by Mr. Shamspeare, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yeah, well, so was that blasted convict's curse, it seems.
Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury.
I'm not so sure about that. Shoka, no! Don't shoot. I'm not changing my profile pic to Raiden, I promise. As much as I want to.
Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either.
But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here.
Yeah, it never hurts to keep an eye on things. In case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir. People keep dying around here. It's funny.
Not helpful, Mr. Sholmes! Not helpful.
Heaven forgive me, the words just came to my lips.
We're gonna have to do something about those lips.
Oh, I dare you. Giggity. Some fishy fella from the Far East in a field day.
Did I not just read this? There's no need. I was gonna say, are you just... come on. The clown, yes. Mr. Natsume, no. Stop that.
That's right, Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy.
He is undeniably peculiar, however.
Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away?
Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very same day.
Oh, wait, what? I thought he only had that place for like a fucking week or something. Wait a minute. I'm confused now. I thought they said the guy passed away a couple of months ago.
Never came across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were.
I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually.
So how long has Mr. Shamspeare been lodging under your roof?
I was gonna say, yeah, that's also kind of fucked up if that's the case. I could have sworn they said something about the guy dying a couple of months ago. And then I could have sworn that Mr. Natsume only moved in like a week ago or some shit. If they actually let him move in immediately after someone died under mysterious circumstances in there, what the fuck? That's kind of fucked up, John.
That failed actor chap? Let me see. Oh, of course. Yeah, it's been 3 months now.
Oh, wait, what? Where did we get a week ago from? I can't remember. I just could have sworn that he hadn't been there long. So he has been there 3 months. I'm very confused about the timeline now, don't mind me. Ignore me. I'm probably just misremembering. Only 3 months. He's quite new here too, then. The prisoner. Oh, the prisoner died 3 months ago. That's it. That's it. Okay. That's right. Okay. My bad. Yeah, I'm getting my stuff mixed up now. Alright. Okay, prisoner died a few months back. Other guy rents the room at some point. Shamspeare rents the room right after the guy dies. And he's got that fucking clipping. Hey, Pro Help. I have brain holes.
And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Scaredep, if I might ask? Well, it was that Selden scoundrel as it happens.
Selden, the convict, you mean? Oh, fuck, that's right, they're both criminals. Oh, shit, did he know him? They were probably fucking cellmates or some shit. Do Selden and Shamspeare have some kind of connection, then? Oh my god, they were cellmates. We already knew that, but what happened back to this time? Just me confusing the timeline of who has been moving in and out of this place. And by moving out, I mean dying horribly.
That convict chap, Selden, passed away in the clique 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or another.
Why does Shamspeare have so many romance options? Good God! You'd think the contents of this man's pants were lined with gold. It's not! Only gold in that man's pants is disgusting dick cheese. He's a fuck. Fuck this guy. That was disgusting. I apologize. But still, you know what I mean. Fuck this. No. No harem. No. He's a bastard. He does not have power in his pants.
We seen the report from the newspaper at the time.
Well, it was only 3 days later that Traggy didn't showed his face, that actor fellow.
Mia said dick cheese, yeah. Again, Mia is literally me. I've definitely said dick cheese more than a few times in my life. Really? Usually it's an expletive.
Yes, I remember it quite discreetly. Quite distinctly.
'Tis small this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Stamspear, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor. Offer well for rent.
The middle floor, that's the cursed room, right? Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, he wanted Soseki's room, yep. Motherfucker, yep, they were probably cellmates, legit. They were probably cellmates, and he somehow found out about his fortune or some shit, so he wanted to look around in the room. This bitch.
Terribly sorry, whatnot, but that won't be possible.
Hey, you already rented it by that point?
Already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant, though.
Nothing can be made of nothing, lest me repeat mine will unto thee.
Those girls will be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor is taken. Ground floor or nothing. Asshole.
Very well, we have an accord.
Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road.
No. No. We're not calling it that. This isn't happening. Go away. No. Get off my screen.
From what I heard in court today, it sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in errors with the rent due. Yes, the fellow was a bally player, all right. Thank you for your candor, Mr. Aradeb. We are most grateful.
Twitch crashed on you. It spared your eyes, Pump. It spared your eyes from the whore so that you won't be swayed by his hips. Those hips, they do... You know how they say hips don't lie? Nah, not this guy. His fib quite the fuck often.
By appreciation, allow me to say one or two words. My dance is superior to his. Give me my robe. Put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me.
Is this his mating dance? Mr. Sholmes, are you trying to seduce me?
Have been for some time, but thank you for noticing.
What's happened to you?
Shakespeare, my dear fellow. Actual Shakespeare. One of his most famous lines.
Immoral longings? Giggity.
I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know.
Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines, then? Tell me about the chap. He seems like he was he looks like a very nice man. Mr. Karadeb, can I ask you to look at this photograph? Is that your son who's with you here?
No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name.
Duncan Ross.
A street photographer who happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot, just for kicks, really.
Oh, a street photographer happened to... He wasn't a street photographer. Shamster's first character they did mocap for, and you can clearly tell they had too much fun, like I said. I don't know if they used Ruben Langdon's studio for the mocap or not. It'd be funny if... I think someone actually proved at some point they didn't. I wish they had. I wish that they had... I wish that they used Ruben Langdon's studio for the mocap, because that would mean that Ruben Langdon probably did these poses at some point. And the idea of Dante doing this shit is hilarious. But hey, I can dream.
Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume?
Yes, that's right. The young gentleman who died in the room under mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap.
Would you mind telling us a little more about him?
Yes, Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school.
Oh. Oh, they were both artists? Oh, fuck you, game. Make that nice lady sad. Make me sad. New York is flooded? What the fuck? Oh no. Jesus, that sucks. Anyone in New York, stay safe.
Young chap was attending art school, had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor about a year ago, after that criminal Seldon was arrested.
Oh, this case is about to break my heart, I already know. Fuck. Whatever the fuck's going on. From the hurricane, tons of streets submerged. Jesus Christ, I didn't realize the hurricane was hitting New York. My bad. God damn. I knew we were getting another one. I didn't know where it was making landfall, though. Jesus. Stay safe, everyone up that way. I'll probably get some remnants of it at some point, but I'm good for now.
Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with history behind them.
A history of cheap rent, maybe, yeah.
Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. Smell of gas, the alerted me it was. Ah, yes, synonymous was the smell of death.
Good old landlocked Midwest, that where you are, Gamrick. Lucky.
Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked down the door off his hinges. But once we got inside, we all badly collapsed.
Because of the gas?
Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed.
God damn. So Mr. Ross suffocated to death.
Of course, the police gave me a sound of ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house.
But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing's happening to him now. The stove goes out at night while he's asleep in bed.
Well, that's the bally curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as landlord now.
Someone's feeling awful defensive. So he died in his sleep. Is that worse or better? I don't know. Do we know? I mean, do we know for sure if it was even in his sleep? I've got the mental image of the poor guy waking up in bed and choking immediately.
That reminds me, actually.
Yes?
About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady.
Oh. A love letter, you mean?
Yes, where did I put it now?
No.
Here it is, left it on my desk.
No, bring back the cloud. I don't like feeling things. Why? I'm not gonna ask why he kept it. That's a little strange. You'd think he would try and find the lady, but whatever.
If you'll excuse me, let me see. Now, what does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Why would Jetstream Stab kill Stuart Little? That's mean.
Do you think we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence?
My dear Mrs. Hunter, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with saying, if you excuse me.
I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no!
Sadly, he didn't address it, though. Oh, okay. Alright, that's why you still have it. I had no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. I see. That's gonna play on my mind.
But really, that identity Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case.
Yes, it does, unfortunately. I think we should leave well enough alone.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing, however. There is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once.
Maybe there. Posted to your live stream chat a while ago. What'd you post? Oh, I don't see anything. When you say a while, you mean a while ago. I don't see it. Oh wait, no, yeah, it's right there. Apollo is a Yakuza character. Confirmed. My undying love to you, my colorful darling olive green.
God fucking damn it.
Olive green! Pup, no! Pup, don't make me even sadder. God. The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife was plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago. So you're telling me that in the span of a couple of months, her boyfriend died, quite possibly because a clown killed him? And then she got randomly stabbed by a runaway knife in a comical series of clown shoes hijinks. The victim of the last case Soseki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence?
Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean?
The world is out to get her! And she's only 20 years old! She's fucking baby! God damn! What the fuck, game? I'm trying not to think too hard about who poisoned the cloud, because that's gonna make it even worse. Because I think I already know based on what we now know. I don't know how she did it, but... Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Mr. Sato. I'm laughing on the outside, but crying on the inside. Anything else, John? Oh, God, I really don't want to go here now.
So, Mr. Naruhodo! Screaming internally. I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last.
That's good news. Hopefully just before... What is it? Miss Green? What was that? She clearly just hit something behind your back, honey, please. No? What?
One moment, I'll be with you in a jiffy! Oh, hello everyone, what are you all doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together.
Miss Green, what were you just doing?
Oh, nothing, really? I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all.
I don't think prescription medicine comes in purple bottles. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor. We were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright.
I don't really have anything else to tell you.
Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. See if we can coax something out of her. Oh, I feel dirty. I feel dirty doing this. Yes, people also don't typically drink prescription medicine straight from the bottle. Unless you're a redneck chugging on some Pepto-Bismol. Miss Green, we're hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross, you knew him, didn't you? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no, I'm so sorry! The bottle of medicine, air quotes, fell down when she did. That's not medicine. Oh my God, wait a minute. I was so focused on the fact that it was probably the poison. I didn't even think about that. Was she about to fucking kill herself? Oh my fucking God. Oh. Jesus Christ. She was about to fucking kill herself. Probably because she tried and failed to kill the clown. Motherfucker. Miss Green, are you alright?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that.
I didn't mean to startle you all that like that. I don't know who's who.
No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan?
Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you.
It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of being a professional artist one day.
And the two of you became romantically involved?
Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually.
Oh. I'm not naming it that. No, that's mean. I am very sad. Everything hurts.
That's where he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for
Literally only died. Literally only moved to that fucking shithole because he loved her so much. Oh, kill me. No. I can't deal with this. Oh. I am absolutely not okay. That's what led him to Mr. Garanebs.
Yes, he told me he found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then 1 month ago, that's when it happened.
We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green.
Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose.
Poor Miss Green, she looks so desperately sad.
I was starting to think that's just her look. Now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. No fucking shit! This feels very awkward to go to after that. Do I have to? That's the fucking poison. The bottle fell before it, Miss Green collapsed. That was quite an earthquake.
Whatever was in the bottle.
Honey, maybe? Yeah, purple honey. Or treacle, or syrup, or all three mixed together, even.
Mr. Naruhodo? Do you have the brain holes? You've been having a lot of very mean thoughts during this exchange. I'm disappointed in you.
Sorry. Oh, was that a fat joke? Oh my god, Ryunosuke, fuck off. Not the time. Wonderful news you're being discharged, though, Miss Green.
Oh, yes, I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff didn't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat.
She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk. That's for sure. I've already figured that part out, Jet. That's why I'm extra sad. Because I know how this ends.
I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. You and me both, Red. Mr. Naruhodo! Oh God. Oh, Shulbs. Please, say the funny things. Surely you would ultimately leave. That's quite out of the question. Mr. Shulbs, I didn't know you were here. Probably because you would kill the fucking mood. But of course I was, my dear fellow, watching intently from the shadows as always. Well, make your presence known next time.
Mr. Shulbs, what's this about?
Something which occurs with me to some regularity, Mr. Sasso, is this. Why do detectives insist on such ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing a case before it happens? That is what sets a great detective apart. Proactive detectiving.
If it's anything like proactive superheroing, I hate it already. What does that mean?
There's a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening. With nothing but careful observation.
Alright.
All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look and you cannot fail to see.
If you're referring to the fact that the woman was very obviously about to kill herself, I'm already there, bruh.
You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you can.
I hate everything. Dead animals! On top of everything else. Dead animals. I don't like this game anymore. That mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it before, did you?
I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle.
I can't even look at the screen right now. God damn it, don't show me fucking dead animals on top of everything else you're doing to me, game. God fucking damn it. Thank you for killing the bot, though, Pump.
That's the bottle Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived.
You don't think.
I see you've come to appreciate the nature of this scene. that of a tragedy about to take place.
Yeah, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before is spilled out on the floor. The poor mouse that drank it has died. Ah! I think it's clear the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Don't worry, I'll attend to the mouse presently.
Miss Green, were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life?
Once we left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison.
No! Miss Green, please talk to us.
10 seconds later, we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, would we not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation?
Yeah. Fucking delightful, Shulbs. I can't stop laughing.
Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green.
No shit, Sherlock. Literally.
Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight's been lifted.
Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine?
Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I stuck this out when he wasn't looking.
It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains.
I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow.
One, what a good fucking doctor. Holy shit, good job, brah. Two.
Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things.
Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison.
Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that.
Oh no! Oh, it's all my fault. What have I done?
I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection.
No, none.
What? What now? Definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand. It can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. I apparently should have looked at this first.
Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Shulbs believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it. Neither the sender's name nor address appear written on the envelope or the card.
It arrived by post to my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Oh my god. The fucking tear. Jesus Christ. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute, the 17th? Of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road.
At 5 p.m.
It's precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road.
Briar Road. The street Mr. Garrett's house is on.
Does this mean that... Yes, I'm sure you've guessed. That day when I was struck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness.
That's what you were doing that day. I don't think that's all she was doing. I think she did do that, but no, I think she actually got stabbed on the way back from there. Probably after making a stop at the apartment. God fucking damn it, I hate this.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything before.
You're fine, honey. It wasn't relevant to the other case in any way.
I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything.
Yes, I'm very sorry to have to drag up such painful memories for you.
No, it's fine. Miss Green? Please promise us you won't try to do anything like that again, please?
Yeah, just promise us. You wouldn't alert the hospital staff or anything after seeing something like that? Or at least double check that the medicine cabinet's locked up properly. Nah, just ask her to promise you and be on your merry way. Spoiler! Sarcasm alert! Don't fucking do that! Surprise! It doesn't work that way!
Yes, don't worry, your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave for the bottle of poison. And I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through the end. It might sound a little conceited, but well, that's how this has made me feel.
Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes.
Well, it would appear we've reached the end of the investigation trial for today. Investigation trail, not trial. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's late.
And Mr. Naruhodo? Did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think?
Details about Mr. Shamspeare, Mr. Garrett's lodgings, the convict Selden. Many facets to the case, and we've yet to see the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway.
Can't help but wondering about the results of the analysis.
Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean?
Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean?
Yes, will they have found some strike 9 in it or not?
Well, I fear that either way, it will be the hard escape of the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper. It will be hard to escape the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper. Good God, I can't talk.
Oh dear.
Yes, Barack Von Zeeks.
But I wish you every success, of course. And though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour to attend the trial.
Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come?
Indeed, whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning.
Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. London, world's most prosperous city, home to 6 million people. That seems like a slight exaggeration, given the jury size. But away from the razzle-dazzle, back down the back alleys and bricked-up windows, the lowly lurk. So Seki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here. And so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow will be a new dawn for all of us.
I don't know what to do.
On one hand, it's very early, and I know we still got a ways to go. On the other hand, I genuinely kind of want to die myself right now. Oh, I hate this. I actually hate this. Oh, it's gonna be way more for that. Way more than that for me, Kirby. You're new. You're new. I'm a dumb slowpoke who takes forever on things and also cries over stupid video game characters having tragic backstories. It's not that I don't feel well necessarily, it's just that I literally can't stop crying thinking about this poor goddamn woman's life. She's not real. Tell that to my emotions. Alright, I'll keep going for a little bit because it is very early. And on the off chance, I'll do it on the off chance Crazy Uncle Hubert's happen because I do need money. But I definitely need a minute. I definitely need a minute to go, like, just cleanse my mind. God. Oh. I'm gonna get a refill of some drink and possibly a snack so my stomach stops growling. I'll be right back.